All right, we're rolling. So, welcome again, everyone. Thank you so much for being here this evening. This is Tam Murphy. I'm sitting here with my lovely wife, Tammy, and we're really honored and excited to bring you the details about this incredible program from the company Beachbody, the Masters Hammer and Chisel. Just to give you a little bit of our background and why we're presenting this, Tammy and I have been Beachbody coaches for almost 4 years now, and we were very lucky to have been selected during August. Actually, it was in July that we received an email inviting us to be part of this test group for this program. So we were very excited about it. We jumped in wholeheartedly and decided that we were going to commit 100% to what this program asked us to do. And in doing so, Tammy and I achieved really profound results. And it wasn't only us, it was everyone else that was part of this test group. And I think that's what was so amazing about it. There was different people of different fitness levels and different body types. And when you see the changes that they experienced, I think most of you are going to realize that this program is perhaps the most effective 60-day fitness program ever created. And I don't say that lightly. My background comes from the fitness industry. I actually grew up in the world of health clubs with my mother opening her first gym back in 1986. And I was kind of raised in the fitness industry, and I've done a lot of work as a trainer and instructor. I'm a Les Mills national trainer for two of their programs, Body Pump and Body Combat, and I'm also a gym owner. So part of my job is to look out upon the world and identify what I would consider to be the best quality exercise and nutrition programs. And it's my feeling that the Masters Hammer and Chisel is like the perfect storm for bringing high quality workouts sequenced properly with nutrition that is really dialed in. And the end result are dramatic changes. So let's get into it. I'm going to share with you first the results that I experienced in a matter of 60 days. And so what you're going to see are before and after images from myself. I'm going to show you several other people from the test group. And then I'm also going to have my wife, Tammy, talk about her results. And then we'll get into the program details, why it's so effective, how much it costs, and what your next step is to get started. So this was my transformation over the course of 60 days. And keep in mind that I have had a good baseline of fitness for a good part of my life. Although about 2 years ago, our son was born, and Tammy and I also moved 3 times. So, as we all know, life can get in the way. Responsibilities often prevent us from exercising as regularly as we want or from eating right. And so I did fall off a bit. I've been more fit than what we're seeing in day one in the past. So when I did this program, I said, I'm going to go all in. And in the end, I lost 3 pounds. I lost 3 inches off my waist, but I gained a ½ inch overall between my shoulders, my chest, my thighs, and my arms. And for most guys, that's what we want to see. We want to gain muscle in the areas where we can really sculpt our physique. So it was really a game changer for my physique. And I continued to do the program. As a matter of fact, this is another before and after shot as I went into my second round. This was day 83. I was in my second round of the Masters Hammer and Chisel. And again, it's just been phenomenal for not only the way I look, but the way that I feel. My energy is amazing. And it's just like I really believe I'm in the best health and shape of my life at the age of 47 because of this program. So let's take a look at some of the other people who were in the test group. Doug Couch, the pictures speak for themselves. He lost 32 pounds in the first 60 days. Since that time, he's nearing the end of his second round now. And if you look at the transformation from day 1 to day 96, it's just staggering is really the only way to describe it. Here's Tara Carr, who had just had a baby not too long ago before starting the program. She lost over 20 pounds and over 22 inches on her body just during the 60 days of doing the program. Danette Anderson, Miss Virginia was part of our test group. And if you look from day 1 to day 60, again, just amazing. Emma Whaley, featured in the countdown for the program This was put up by Carl Deichler just a couple days ago. Again, amazing results, over 14 inches lost on her body. And then we have Caleb Thomas, Coach Caleb as we all know him. David Atkins, another amazing transformation. And the results that we experienced were so profound that just about everybody has continued with a second round of the program. I mean, this is like, it's just our go-to program now, and I don't see that ending anytime soon. And then here we have Tammy. And so what I want to do is turn it over to Tammy, and she can share a bit more about what she felt and what she experienced herself. Take it away, Tam.
Hey guys. So this is actually only my second time doing a webinar. So if I tend to stray or get off track, Don will pull me back. So just a quick overview about me. I'm 43 years old, and I work full time in the New York City financial world. As Don had mentioned, we have a 22-month-old baby boy named Cole, and as we speak, my fingers are crossed that he doesn't wake up during this call. I struggle with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's as well, which I'm treating naturally through nutrition. So nutrition is very important for me. I couldn't be happier with my results. You know, from the Master's Hammer and Chisel, I lost 5 pounds, 5.5 inches, 4 inches were off my waist, and the other inches, even though it's, you know, things shifted. So I might have gained more on my legs, for example, and lost more, or lost more on my legs and gained more on my arms. So it just shifted things around, and that's what I refer to this program as the shape shifter. My goal was to get back to my pre-baby weight, you know, which I did, and it wasn't that much. I started at 123 and I went to 118. So I lost 5 pounds. But my body is way more sculpted than my pre-baby body. It's a sculpt that actually it's ever been. You know, I surely didn't expect abs at the age of 43 and with a 22-month-old baby. So, you know, ladies, it's possible with this program to have your pre-baby body or better back.
83.
And you know, I actually worked out less during this program than I normally do. Normally, you know, I'd spend an hour working out. These workouts are 30 to 40 minutes. So there's the money shot. I'm super happy with those results. And it says day 83. Like Don said, we started on a second round. So now we'll jump into just a bit of a little overview about the program, and we'll hand it over to Autumn, who will just give us a quick overview of what's in the package you'd be getting.
So what we're going to show you guys is a video of Autumn opening up the package that you will receive should you choose to order the program. Okay, so I'm going to take you to that video now, and this will show you exactly what you're going to get, and then we can talk through the different parts. So bear with me while we pull that up. Okay.
Because yesterday I got the Master's Hammer and Chisel kit. I actually saved it for today to bring to Nashville to unbox it with my big sister. So that's what we're going to do, and let's have a look inside. I cut it open already just so that easy access, but here we go. All right. We've got our Shakeology shaker cup. Very important. Get your daily dose of dense nutrition in there. You've got your portion-controlled, color-coded containers. They are all in here. You've got red, yellow, green, blue, purple. Make sure you use them. Make sure you follow your meal guide. It's very important. There's a blue one hiding in here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Now that those are open, you get your little stickers. They are color-coded along with your containers, so you can put them on there. And then here's the really good stuff. So we have the quick start guide. It's going to tell you everything you know on how to get started fast. It's going to have your calorie calculations in there, spot to do your before and after measurements. Make sure you take those photos so you can submit them to get your free t-shirt. It is going to have the program guide, very important to read it and to use it, because again, not only does it have the calendar, it's going to tell you your calculations, it's going to have all your food lists, your safety, it even has recipes in there from myself and Sagi the Hammer. So there's those. You have your wall calendar, tells you exactly how to do the program throughout the 60 days. Little fun part about the back of this is it's a cheat sheet for your calorie bracket as well as all your color-coded containers. So you can even take this with you if you need to. We love that. Then we have our workouts. So Sagi, the Hammer, you have 3 different DVDs in there with all of his workouts. They are fantastic. And then you have the Chisel, yours truly, also with 3 different discs in there with all of your workouts. It's everything you need to get hammered and chiseled in 60 days to make sure you submit your results so you get your t-shirt at the end. But guys, I'm so excited to share this with you. It's coming out in a week, so be ready. Join us for the Masters Challenge group starting January 4th on Facebook, and I'll see you guys then.
All right. So what she just went through, guys, were the different components of the package. And now what Tammy's going to do is break down these components a bit more so you understand why each and every one of these different parts of the program are so important.
Right. So as Autumn had said, it's a 60-day program. The workouts are 30 to 40 minutes, 6 days a week. There's 12 workouts, so there's 6 for, even though there's 3 DVDs, there's a couple workouts on each one. So there's 6 workouts from Chisel, Autumn, and 6 workouts from Hammer, which is Sagi. And there's a couple bonus workouts. There's 2 10-minute ab add-ons. You know, the program also comes with a comprehensive, flexible nutrition plan, as Autumn had laid out. So let's get into some of the detail now. So let's, you know, what makes a Masters Hammer and Chisel incredibly effective and unique? There's 2 main reasons, really. The first is, if you want to look at the workout component, the Masters Hammer and Chisel focuses on stabilization, strength, and power, while other programs focus on 1 or 2 of these components. So yes, you're going to get results, but the Masters Hammer and Chisel concept is relentless in chipping away fat and carving out muscle. So another cool thing that Dawn and I loved about it is the diversity. Not one week in the whole 60 days is the same. So the 12 workouts are kind of scattered throughout the 60 days. So it's kind of difficult to remember one workout from the next, which makes it really interesting. You know, every time you go to work out, you're like, oh, what was that workout again? So you know, if you have that one dreaded workout, chances are you may only do it 3 to 5 times throughout the 60 days. And for me, that workout was agility. I've got 2 left feet, so trying to coordinate my feet was very difficult. Don, obviously, he's a master at that one, so we like to call him Twinkle Toes. So the program has, it's got the full gamut. It's got balance, agility, plyometrics, cardio, powerlifting, strength, endurance, speed, conditioning. You know, there's a few workouts that don't use the equipment, but for the most part, you know, we would call this a weightlifting program. It uses a lot of weights, dumbbells. Even the cardio has weights. You know, it just uses lighter weights, and you just move a bit faster. So one thing I would encourage is for the ladies to lift heavy. You won't get bulky, I promise.
Yeah.
It's a great fat burner as well to lift heavy.
You know, on that note, guys, like Tammy was saying, with respect to weightlifting, if you are somebody who's viewing this presentation trying to decide whether or not you want to do the program, it is really important that you maybe have some baseline fitness level. Like if you've never lifted weights before or you haven't exercised in years, we wouldn't suggest that you just jump into this program. This is our feeling. You wouldn't just jump into this program and try to go for it 100% on day one. You'd want to ease into it, and there's ways that you can do that. You might even think about doing another program like the 21-day fix prior to doing a program like this. It starts you with that baseline that'll really help you succeed with the hammer and chisel. So you want to start lifting some weights. But if that's the case, you're just going to jump in and go for it, that's okay. But you definitely want to keep in mind that starting out, definitely err on the side of lighter weights, because the workouts are challenging.
Or no weights.
Yeah, or even no weights. Do body weight training, and a lot of the moves just don't use any weights. Build your endurance and build your strength gradually, so that all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm full on now, and I can do this with some real challenging weight. And as Tammy alluded to, for the women, don't be afraid to weight train. There's a lot of women out there, and I know this from being in the gym world, who think, well, I don't want to lift weights, I'm going to get bulky. I'm a big cardio person. Cardio is great, but it's only one component of really sculpting your body. You have to lift weights, and this program teaches you how to do it in a very diverse way, and that's what makes it really unique. So, in the
Nutrition, yeah, so the second reason, what makes this program unique and very effective. It's the simple nutrition plan. Let's face it, unless you're a nutrition expert or have a serious passion for clean eating, most of us really aren't sure how to fuel our bodies to achieve such sculpted results. This program, as Autumn had highlighted, it includes a customizable nutrition plan, and it's really easy to follow, actually. And it'll work for anybody that's trying to lose weight, gain weight, or maintain. But remember, muscle weighs more than fat. So I'd recommend for this program, once you get started, to probably stay off the scale. So the containers, it uses the container system. So basically, you determine your caloric intake based on your lifestyle, and from there, you'll be given a number of containers you can eat each day. So here's the containers here. So it's got green for your vegetables, purple for your fruit, etc. You can see there on the slide. So what it would do is, once you determine your caloric intake, you can figure out how many of these containers you're able to eat each day. And 75% of your results are going to be from your nutrition. So if you want those chiseled results, it'll require, following both the workouts and the nutrition. It's only 60 days. It goes very quickly. So if you can dial it in for 60 days, you will get those results. And the containers are pretty simple concept. Do you want to add anything on that, Don?
Yeah, with the containers, when I first received the package, I was kind of like, oh, okay, what's this all about? Because, I'm used to eating healthy for the most part, but I wasn't used to really tracking and measuring. And so that was an adjustment for me. But what I found was that after the first week, guys, this was really easy. It's a very simple system. And those that have done the 21-day fix, you know that. But this container system, there's no tracking calories, there's no counting points. What it does is it enables you to easily consume the proper balance of protein, carbs, veggies, fruit, and healthy fats on a daily basis. And it's that proper balance that causes your body to respond to the workouts so dramatically and so quickly. It really is incredible for how fast the changes happen. We saw changes in our body by day 7. Looking in the mirror, I was actually seeing things happen in my body. I was kind of like, this is nuts. And it was because of the nutrition. So do not think that you can out-train poor nutrition habits. This is 75% of your results right here. Yeah, we wanted to provide a quote here from Autumn that was pretty impressive, and her thoughts on the program. So as you know, Autumn Calabrese is the creator of the 21-day fix and 21-day fix extreme. And what she's quoted as saying here is that this is different than those. The workouts don't have the same format. The moves are different. You do need a baseline of fitness, and it will challenge you in many different ways than the fixed programs do. It's the most comprehensive resistance program Beachbody has ever put out using, again, what Tammy talked about, SSP training. Those are the three components: stabilization, strength, and power to shed pounds and sculpt your body. And what Tammy was talking about too, about the scale, especially the women, guys too, but mainly women, are guilty of looking at the scale too much. And that was happening even in our test group, where the women were looking at the scale and it wasn't dropping as quickly as they wanted it to. But what they weren't realizing is that their bodies were transforming. You literally are changing the composition of your body. You're removing body fat, but you're sculpting lean muscle. So you might not lose that much weight when that's happening, but your clothes are going to fit better. You're going to have that more chiseled physique, that athletic look that a lot of people aspire to have. And people are going to notice it. They're going to start making compliments. So forget about the scale. Look and feel how your clothes are fitting you. That's your telltale sign as you're doing the program.
Yeah, and when you compare, I guess, some of the Body Beast and the 21-day fix, some of the moves are carried over into the hammer and chisel, but it's a completely different format. So the Master's Hammer and Chisel is it's a total body workout every day. Where the other programs, it might be broken down by muscle groups. So you do chest and tries one day, back and bis another day. Every single day, it's a total body workout where it's hammering and chiseling away. So it's structured completely different. But, you'll see basic chest presses and push-ups and pull-ups, and they're just different. They're delivered different. And not only, in this program, in every single workout, it could be one where they're holding a push-up for, a length of time, and the other ones they could be going fast. So it's delivered differently.
Yeah, the timing of the moves and the sequencing of the workouts is what makes it so effective. Yeah. So how about some of the equipment needs? So we know there's a lot of people saying, okay, I'm in, I want to do this. And now it's a matter of, do I do it at home? Do I do it in my local gym? Do I do it with a combination of both? That's how Tammy and I did it. So let's break down what we're looking at in terms of equipment. So Tammy, what did you use?
So dumbbells. I used a range from 5 to 30 pounds, 5s, 10s, 12 and a half, 15s, 20, 25s, 30s. I didn't start out using 30s though. So, you could start out a bit lighter and see how you progress. So for example, on my chest press, I started with 15 pounds. Some may start with something much lighter, like 7 and a half. I started with 15, and I ended up doing 25. So I was able to do, 24 reps with little rest using a 25 pound in each hand. And Don, your dumbbell selection?
Yeah, I same thing. Like I started out, the maximum I was using in the beginning was maybe 55 pounds, 50 pounds. But there were some moves where I was using 5 or 10 pounds because the moves were very challenging in different ways. But then my strength grew, and I was up to 70 pounds by the end of the program.
So you also need a mat. Any comfort mat will do. Resistance band. So Siggy's warm-ups use a band. A light band is fine. It's just a gentle stretch. And you also may need a heavier band if you're going to use the bands for pull-ups rather than the pull-up bar. And pull-up bars. So there's definitely pull-ups in this program.
Lots of them.
Lots of them. So for those that either don't have space for a bar or prefer to use a resistance band, which is fine too, Beachbody has these available, or you can pick them up at any sports store. But for those that do use a pull-up bar, we recommend an assist band. Yes, even for the guys. So
yeah.
Don, you want to share your thoughts on the assist band?
Yeah.
Pull-ups? You might think you don't need it, guys. But.
Yeah, exactly. Like the pull-ups, I'm a pretty strong guy. I have been able to do pull-ups for a long time. So when I started the program, I was like, well, I can bang out pull-ups. But the way they structure the different sets of pull-ups and the way they're sequenced in terms of timing, it stopped me in my tracks. So I needed the assist band quite often during the middle of my sets because it just got to a point where I couldn't do pull-ups for a minute straight. So I threw on the assist band when I needed it. So have that handy. It's a big help. In the bench.
Yep. So, you can use a bench or a ball. If you use the bench, you're probably going to need one you will need one that inclines. If you don't, if you already have a bench and it doesn't incline, then you could use a hybrid of both the flat bench and the ball for your inclines. And if you don't have a bench at all, that's fine. You can just use the ball, which will work just as well. Some of the exercises or moves are harder on the ball than they actually are on the bench. We put a video together of some of the moves. Bear in mind that 95% of this video is showing moves that use equipment. There's a lot of other moves throughout the 12 workouts that don't use equipment. We wanted to make sure that you could decide for yourselves whether you wanted a bench or a ball or a pull-up or a band. So
Yep.
have a look at some of these moves.
Yeah, here you go, guys. And again, these are the different moves. And as you look at it, you might think, well, that doesn't look that challenging. But trust us, when you put these different moves in different combinations, the workout effect is profound. So have a look. This video is about 9 minutes long, but it'll really give you an understanding of what to expect in terms of the things you're going to be doing. Here you go. Sorry, it's a bit blurry. right, guys, there you have it. I know that was a bit long, but we just wanted to give you an understanding of everything that you can expect in terms of what am I going to need for equipment, how complex is this. Imagine all those different exercises being sequenced and put in different orders in full body workouts 6 days a week. The training effect is really incredible. So there you have it. What I'm going to do now is we'll bring it to a conclusion by getting into the cost of the program, what you can expect by investing in the program, and what your nutrition options are above and beyond the nutrition in the container system. So the base kit for the Masters Hammer and Chisel is $89.85, and this is going to be released tomorrow. So that it'll actually be released through the Team Beachbody Coach Network tomorrow sometime. I think it's 2 o'clock Eastern time. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what it is. We're going to verify. But starting at that time, you'll be able to purchase the base kit. And that's going to give you everything that you saw with the package that Autumn opened up. It's the 12 workouts on 6 different DVDs. It's the container system. It's the nutrition planning, the 60-day calendar, your Shakeology shaker cup, and it's pretty much everything you need to do this program successfully. Now, beyond that, what you have is the option for Shakeology. And for those of you that are not familiar with this shake, I want to give you a little more information on it because this is the go-to nutrition shake that is used by just about every coach in the network, most of the customers who are doing Beachbody programs, and there's a reason for it. This is not a protein shake, and it's quite often mistaken for that. This is what we would call a daily dose of very dense nutrition. I've been drinking this daily now for almost 4 years. It's the only shake that I'll drink, and man, has it made my life easy with respect to getting the essential nutrients that my body needs on a daily basis and helping accelerate the results that I get from my exercise. So rather than me going into a lot of detail, I'm going to show you another video now. It's a short video on Shakeology that explains why it's so effective to consume this shake, just one shake a day, while you're doing this program. Have a look.
We all know the USDA recommends 5 to 9 servings of fruit and vegetables daily. But who can manage to have 9 servings of fruit and vegetables in one day? Well, we can help. It's called Shakeology, a breakthrough superfood protein shake like nothing else on the market. This revolutionary nutrient-dense superfood shake is filled with the healthiest ingredients from around the world, all in one glass. Shakeology. This daily dose of dense nutrition can help you lose weight, gain energy, stay regular, and get healthy.
I was introduced to Shakeology within days. I felt different inside and out. The energy that I got was unbelievable. I don't eat vegetables, not a single vegetable. Now I'm drinking them for breakfast. Deliciousness. I just keep losing weight. I drink it every day. It's just changed my life.
Obesity has reached epidemic proportions, and so have heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol. These are the leading cause of death in America. But the good news is you can have your quality of life back thanks to Shakeology, the revolutionary shake created by Beachbody CEO Carl Deichler and health and wellness experts Isabel Deichler and Darren O'Lean.
I'm Darren O'Lean in one of the most amazing places on earth, and I'm here to search for the most amazing, powerful, nutritious superfoods on the planet. Let's go see it, let's go find it, let's get it as natural as we can and get it to you.
The ingredient list in Shakeology is amazing. Things like essentially superfoods, super berries, super grains, the chia seed, quinoa, which has all of the essential amino acids, and it's high in protein.
Because of the protein, because of the fiber, because of the antioxidants, you're nourishing yourself in such a deep, profound way in order to remain healthy and assimilating food and putting it out there as opposed to storing it as fat.
Shakeology is a well-engineered product. It's far ahead of anything else I've seen.
I have patients who have already started on Shakeology, and I've got some really positive feedback.
As soon as I tried Shakeology, I was in love with it. I've lost 30 pounds. Getting healthy and losing weight was not just about my physical appearance. It was about eating healthy for my family.
and it's changed the lives of countless people across the country. In a recent survey of nearly 3,000 Shakeology users, 93% felt healthier, 86% had more energy, and 81% had fewer junk food cravings since drinking Shakeology daily.
Imagine how much more you could enjoy life if at least once a day you're fueling your body with the stuff it really craves. One of the reasons that we eat so much and other stuff doesn't satisfy our cravings is because the body's not fed. So it's like, I didn't get enough fiber, I didn't get enough protein, I didn't get enough vitamins and minerals and prebiotics and so on. Give me more. So next time you're driving by Dairy Queen, McDonald's, and Burger King and Pizza Hut, you'll be thinking, there's got to be something out there. I remember it was green and gorgeous and blue skies. Well, now it's in a bag, and it's called Shakeology.
Available in chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and greenberry, as well as vegan chocolate and vegan tropical strawberry. Shakeology, the healthiest meal of the day. Available only from your Team Beachbody coach.
So there you have it. And again, I've been drinking it every day for 4 years. For me, the effects that I get from it really are my energy and my reduction of cravings. Like, I have a wicked sweet tooth, and so at times, like, you know, it's easy to reach for that snack or that junk food. I just go to my Shakeology, and it's like dessert. You know, I have the chocolate Shakeology with some almond butter, banana, some blueberries, and it tastes fantastic. And I know Tammy wants to say something about with your Shakeology experience. Unfortunately, you weren't able to, and you still had your great results. But
yeah, I actually about halfway through the Master's Hammer and Chisel, I had an allergy test completed, part of my thyroid healing, and I found out that I have an intolerance, which I actually hope is temporary. It's not a full-on allergy. It's an intolerance at the moment with spinach. So because spinach is one of the world's superfoods, which is included in Shakeology, I've had to cut it out temporarily. But we feed it to our 22-month-old baby. He actually asks for it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
And it makes me happy because I know he's getting his nutrients. You know, when you're looking at Shakeology, like Don said, it's not a protein shake. This thing replaces your vitamins. It's got antioxidants, phytonutrients, you know, vitamins, minerals. It's got all your prebiotics, probiotics, superfoods, your adaptogens, which can help strengthen your immune system, which was really important for me, which is why I love to have it, especially, you know, for others coming into the cold season, the flu season. Those adaptogens are really important to keep your immune system strong. And like Carl said, the cravings, it can help put cravings at bay. So most people that have diets, you know, that's typically what happens is they're basically starving their bodies and they're not giving it the proper nutrients. So what happens is those diets typically fail because you can only have the willpower sustained for so long before you actually crave into those cravings because your body's just not getting what it needs. So it's craving other things, and that's when you usually break down and have something that you're not supposed to have, and the diet falls apart. But so Shakeology gives you those nutrients you need to fuel the body properly and reduce those cravings among a laundry list of other things that was way beyond the scope of this call.
yeah, and if you're somebody that's trying to lose weight, guys, in doing the program, this acts as a meal replacement. So when you think about what you're eating on a daily basis throughout the day, you're going to want to identify perhaps your weak spot. You know, maybe it's your breakfast. Maybe you skip breakfast and you shouldn't. Or maybe you're eating on the fly for lunch because you're so busy and it's not the healthiest thing. This is going to replace your weak spot during the day. So eliminate the cost of your weak spot and replace it with one Shakeology serving, and you'll see those great changes. And the retail cost for your Shakeology is $4.33 per serving. So when you're replacing something during the day, most of us are spending at least that amount of money on whatever we're eating throughout the day. You just replace it with this shake, and you're really not spending any more money than you currently are when it's only at $4.33. But we're going to show you how you can save some money on that when you buy the program.
But if you're also not looking to lose weight, again, the vitamins and the nutrients are in this. Even if you're not, you know, you can look at it as like I basically have to cook more because I can't replace one of my meals with the shake, which is so much easier. So if you're in a hurry in the morning, this is way quicker than cooking eggs and sausages, and so it's convenient as well. And in addition to not being, there's one of the other factors that's beneficial is if you are taking vitamins or anything, this can be a replacement for that. So
Right.
Even though Don and I weren't trying to lose weight, we were drinking it to make sure we got all of our nutrients in. during the day.
Yep, absolutely. And beyond that, there is a performance line that Beachbody has. The Beachbody performance line came out earlier this year. And I know there's a ton of stuff out on the market when it comes to performance shakes and protein shakes and hydrates and all the stuff that's found in your vitamin shops and your GNCs. And so when Beachbody came out with this line, I was kind of like, okay, this is great. What is this that's going to make it much different than what's already out there? And I actually used this when I did the Masters Hammer and Chisel. I did use most of this performance line. I didn't use the Energize because I'm very, very reactive to anything that has caffeine, and this kind of like sent me for a jolt beyond what I needed. So it was really the Recover, the Recharge, and the creatine that I used. This was a high-quality whey protein. The Recharge was taken at night to help with repair and recovery and cut down on soreness. And then the creatine really gave some great strength gains. And actually, Tammy can speak about the creatine.
Yeah, ladies, I know some of the girls in the test group were kind of questioning creatine. Should I take creatine? I've never taken it before. I love it now. Long term, probably not ideal. I understand it can be a little tough on your liver. You have to have a lot of water with it. But for a short term, it's such a great supplement. I wasn't able to use the performance line because it has dairy. I don't eat dairy and I don't eat gluten, so it's a whey base. I was able to have the Energize, the Hydrate, and the creatine. But again, as Don said, similar to Donnie, I don't drink caffeine, so I made the mistake to take a full scoop to try it one morning, and I didn't really come down until about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That was a 5 a.m., so it was a full-on buzz for the day, which
Tammy went to work high that day.
I chose not to. I chose not to repeat. So creatine, yeah, love it, and you'll feel very strong. It does cause a bit of bloat, but it's temporary. Their abs will be under there. What was recommended from Beachbody is that you actually stop creatine 10 days before you're going to take your after pictures to get rid of any bloat, to make those abs pop a little bit more. So just keep that in mind as well.
Yeah. So the last thing I'm going to show you guys, and then we'll bring it to a close and we'll have some Q&A. I want to show you another quick video on the performance line, how this was developed and the science behind it. It's pretty profound. Have a look.
Back from getting the results you want from your workouts.
I'm lacking energy, I'm lacking drive and stamina.
I cut my workouts short because I lose energy or lose focus.
Muscle soreness has been a big issue. That's usually when I kind of give up.
I was looking for something to pump me up, get me going into my workouts to help sustain me through my workout.
You're not training for average results, so don't use average supplements. Introducing Beachbody Performance, an innovation in performance nutrition that's taking the supplement industry and turning it on its head. Beachbody Performance was developed by Harvard-trained scientists using cutting-edge sports science and healthy nutrition with no artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, or preservatives. And it's NSF approved for professional and collegiate athletes.
We designed Beachbody Performance based on science, using evidence-based ingredients at the effective levels scientifically shown to improve performance, promote recovery, and combat exercise-induced muscle soreness.
But don't just take our word for it. Listen to Dr. Marcus Elliott, recently featured in Sports Illustrated as the man pro sports teams are looking to for answers.
My training is in sports science and then in medicine. We work with the best teams, the best athletes in every sport. Every pro athlete that walks in right now, we give them the performance line. It's been super successful. Guys are working out longer, harder, more easily, and they've still got juice to do more. It's a perfect system.
And that perfect system starts with the pre-workout drink Beachbody Performance Energize, formulated with key ingredients to help sharpen your focus, push harder, and last longer.
The Energize supplement really is a game changer for me. Take a couple scoops of Energize, and then boom, I'm ready to go, ready to hit my workout hard.
It really gave me that extra boost of energy in the morning that just helped really carry me through the workday.
Beachbody Performance includes our first ever supplement to use during your workout to maximize your results. Beachbody Performance Hydrate helps to effectively replace what's lost through sweat, so you feel and perform your best.
The Beachbody Performance Hydrate drink keeps me more hydrated than water. It doesn't give me that gassy, bloaty, full feeling you can get with other hydrating drinks.
It's like superpowers in the middle of a workout to take you through the end.
After an intense workout, there's a 30-minute golden window that's ideal for a specifically formulated supplement to help facilitate recovery, combat soreness, and maximize results. And it's our most sophisticated post-workout supplement we've ever produced, Beachbody Performance Recover.
It's this chocolate treat I get in a shake after my workout.
I was a machine. I was able to work out. There's no stiffness.
I was not sore at all.
And for the first performance innovation that works to support your results while you sleep, introducing Beachbody Performance Recharge.
I'm able to wake up with energy and a lack of muscle soreness.
When I am starting to get hungry late at night, I drink it right before bed, and it keeps me satisfied until the next day.
Recharge really helps curb my appetite right into bed.
I feel better when I wake up.
You wake up and you're like, hey, I'm ready to go.
So whether you're looking for that extra edge so you can push harder and recover better, or you just want to get through your workouts easier to lose weight faster, Beachbody Performance will help you maximize your results and recovery so you can reach your goals faster.
Beachbody Performance product, nailed it. I am able to push myself harder. I'm definitely lifting heavier.
I have focus. I have drive.
Beachbody Performance System has made me stronger, faster, and more competitive. I've gained in all the right areas, and I've lost in all the right areas.
I felt like I was unstoppable. It's helping me get back to the body I had when I was 25.
I absolutely love the results. It's magic. It just works. Beachbody Performance System is amazing, and look at what it gave me.
We're so sure that you're going to love the results you get from Beachbody Performance that we'll even give you a full 30-day money-back guarantee, even if you use the full tub. Beachbody Performance. Energize. Hydrate. Recover. Recharge. You're not training for average results. Don't use average supplements.
I've been using the pre, the during, the post, and nighttime formula, and it's working.
It's a system. It works together.
I stay focused. I stay energized.
I don't have muscle soreness. I don't have stiffness.
And I still get all the nutrients that my body needs.
It's clean. It's healthy. It's good for me. I feel good when I use it, and I love it.
You know, I'm digging it. I love it. I love this
Folks, for more information, go to beachbodyperformance.com or contact your Team Beachbody coach.
So there you have it, guys. With respect to the performance line, what you want to do if any of the performance line resonates with you, speak to your coach, the person that invited you to the presentation. They can guide you accordingly. They can give you the pricing on it, and then you can make the decisions that are best for yourself. The last thing I'm going to show you here is what would be your best value in coming into the program. It's what we call the Masters Hammer and Chisel Challenge Pack, and this is going to go on sale tomorrow. Again, you can get that base kit for $89.85, but if you said to yourself, okay, I'm going to add Shakeology to my first month. Now, let me try the Shakeology, one shake a day. If you buy the challenge pack, it's going to give you the base kit plus your first month of Shakeology, which is 30 servings. Now, you have the option of getting it in a 24 serving box, which comes with individual packets, but it's only 24 servings because you're paying for those individual packets, so it's a little bit less, but the price is the same. So the challenge pack is normally $180. It's going to be $160 for the month of December because it's the opening, the launch of the program. So Beachbody is really excited to get this out to the world. $160 for the challenge pack, and we say it's your best value because if you subtract the $89.85 base kit from that price, it brings it down to a number that equates to $2.33 per serving for your Shakeology. So this is the best recommendation we would give in terms of your value, what's going to give you the best results, and really start you off on the right foot. Go for the challenge pack. The other thing it's going to give you is the ability to stream the workouts on demand. So instead of having to use the DVDs, you will have access to Beachbody on demand with not only the hammer and chisel, but also hundreds of other Beachbody workouts that are part of the library. And you can just stream those workouts on your smartphone, on your computer, your tablet, wherever you may be. It makes it real easy, especially if you're training in a gym environment, to have access to that Beachbody on demand. So there's other features and benefits to it that your coach can cover with you. What we want to say in conclusion is that this program is really going to give you dramatic results, and what a great time of year. You're coming into that January New Year's resolution. Everybody's thinking about health and fitness. This pathway is going to make it happen, and if you do what we did, this is how you're going to feel when you're done. You really do feel like $1 million in terms of the way you look, the way you feel, your energy, and you're going to really be turning heads because people are going to be saying, wow, what are you doing? Because you look and obviously feel fantastic. So we want to thank you for sticking with us for the hour. And with that, we're going to open it up to Q&A. So thank you very much for your time. We know it's hard leading busy lifestyles to fit in time for our exercise and all the stuff we want to do. So questions and answers, it's over to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and open up the webinar chat box so I can see if any questions come in, and we'll go ahead and start fielding those questions. But if you've gotten the information you need, your next step is definitely reach out to the person that invited you to the presentation, the coach that you're working with or the coach that invited you. That's the person you want to go to and reach out to get the program and get the support that you need to do this successfully. So hopefully you're going to be added into a challenge group with your coach, and it's going to really be an exciting journey. So let me go back here. We've got several questions that are coming in, and what I'm going to do is I will read the questions out loud and then give a response. And I can see there's already been quite a few of them. So bear with us as I get to the questions one at a time. I'll read them out loud and then I'll give an answer. And there's no disrespect. If you want to leave the presentation at this time, we understand. Go for it and good luck. So let's see here. Okay, in terms of when the program can be ordered, we did confirm that the base kit and the challenge pack will be available. It looks like 3:30 Eastern time. 3:30 Eastern time is when it will go on sale. And what we're also told is that you don't want to wait. If you're thinking, yeah, I'm going to do this program, don't wait, because they have had instances in the past where they've launched a program and they've sold out. So you don't want to be in a situation where, oh, I wish I got the program and it's sold out and they've got to replenish the inventory. Get online and get it as soon as it goes on sale. Let's see. Do you check in to see what your progress is, like measurements? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to let Tammy answer that. When it comes to tracking your results, go ahead, Tam. Like, what are your thoughts based on what we experienced?
Well, I mean, obviously on day one, you're going to want to, track your weight, all your measurements, take your before pictures. We were told basically by Beachbody, and we followed it. We stayed off the scale until day 30. At day 30, we had another kind of check-in where you did your measurements again, took some progress pictures, and then at 60 days, again, your measurements.
Yeah.
We had one participant in the test group that didn't stay off the scale, and it really, I think, caused a bit of grief for her in its, you're constantly looking, I'm not losing weight, especially if that's your goal. But I mean, she got completely ripped and looks fantastic. So again, try not to focus too much on that scale.
Yeah, and you'll find that by tracking your results, even though in the beginning it may be uncomfortable, guys, take your before photos. Like, really go all in. Make that commitment and let nothing stand in your way, that you're going to follow this for 60 days, follow the nutrition, drink your Shakeology, don't miss a workout, and take your photos and measurements. In the beginning, it's uncomfortable, especially if you're out of shape. But what Tammy had suggested also was to wear the clothes that you would like to see yourself in when you're done. So put those clothes on now, even if it's a bikini that you don't really want to be putting on now, put it on now, and then put it on again at the end of the 60 days. And most of the time, you're going to be really thrilled with what you see.
Yeah, my selfies weren't that great. So, some recommendations we're happy to pass on. Make sure it's a blank wall. There's not a lot of clutter. Make sure you get a full shot, include your hips, some legs, so you can see the full transformation. And like Don said, wear that outfit that you're like, I want to wear this and I'm going to look good wearing it. Wear it on day one, because when you put it back on day 60, you're going to be really, really happy that you have a like-for-like comparison. You don't need to show anyone. You can tuck it away, but I can guarantee when you get those results in that body, you're not going to care what your before picture looks like.
Yeah, exactly. How many cardio workouts are included? The whole entire program has cardio built into it. Now, in terms of cardio specific workouts without any weights, during our test group, what do we have?
I think there were three. No, I think there were three actually. Agility has no weights.
Plyo.
The plyo has
Some weights.
There's only one weight.
So there was three workouts that
the cardio has weights all through it.
Right, that involved. There was only one workout that involved no weights at all. Then there was two others that had some weights thrown in. But keep this in mind, guys. Every workout, your heart rate is cranking because of the way the moves are sequenced. So even though you're lifting weights, as you go from one exercise to the next, there's very little rest in between. And for that reason, you go into that caloric fat burning zone throughout the entire workout.
You're not breathless.
Yeah, you're not breathless. Although the plyo workout, you're hitting breathless. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, the jump.
Yeah. With your plyometric jumping, you definitely will get breathless. But next question. I know the meal plan is crucial, but does that mean you don't have a glass of wine or beer for 60 days? No, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, in the nutrition plan, like, do they have, if you're going to drink wine, it's taken into consideration?
Actually, not in this program. So in the 21-day fix, it does. She
okay.
allows you that if you want to cut a carb out, to have some wine. We didn't. And I'll admit, I had one cheat weekend. I went with some high school girls to Bermuda, and I just couldn't. So I went there for one weekend. I had wine. But for the rest of the 60 days, I did not have alcohol. So, leave it to your judgment. Just think, each beer and wine could set you back just a little bit, especially if you make a habit of it. So I would try your best to cut it out. I know it's a big ask. That's why I think some of these challenge groups starting in December will be
yeah, exactly.
Interesting over Christmas.
Yeah, if anybody's trying to go all in during the month of December, good luck. It's the holiday season. It's New Year's, and that's why for the people that are working with Tammy and I, we're actually starting our first challenge group on January 4th. But we're going to help people ease into the program during December. We would suggest the same to anybody considering doing this. Just kind of ease yourself into this without the sacrifice of going all in during the holidays. If you want to, that's fine, but give it your all in perhaps starting early January, and do your best to refrain from alcohol. But a little drink here and there, no, it's not going to kill you. Another really good question that came in. I now lift 4 to 5 times a week. Should I stop that while doing this or continue doing that plus the hammer and chisel? You definitely don't want to do any other training while you're doing the master's hammer and chisel. And for me, that was a tough adjustment because of the fact that, and even for Tammy, like, we had been used to working out for at least an hour or more when we were going to the gym doing our thing. And when we started doing the master's hammer and chisel, the workouts only averaged 30 to 40 minutes. Even though they're challenging, we felt like, well, is that enough? Are we really getting enough? And what we concluded was that we've actually been overtraining oftentimes while in the gym and doing our own thing. A lot of people overtrain and they don't realize it. This program teaches you how to train effectively and efficiently without having to go for long periods of time. Along with the nutrition, that's all you need.
Yeah, I had to talk Donnie down in the first week.
Yeah.
You start off with chisel balance. It's 43 minutes. It then goes into 23-minute workouts. I think there's a couple of them that are really short back to back, and Donnie kind of felt like it wasn't enough. Obviously, you're gung-ho in the first week. You want results. Stick with it. Just do the workouts, and it will come together. By week 2, you're going to feel strong. By week 3, you're going to feel really strong. Week 4, I think it's week 4 and 5 or 5 and 6. Week 4 and 5, you might have a bit of a lull where you start questioning things, but your coach can definitely walk you through that, and we're happy to provide any additional input.
Yep. I hear this isn't a program that you can use year-round. What are your thoughts on this? I don't know why somebody would say that. This program could be done year-round, and you can do as many rounds as you want, back to back to back, and your results will continue to progress. So yeah, this is year round, and keep going from one round to the next.
There's another question about becoming a certified trainer or coach for the Masters Hammer and Chisel. As of now, we're not aware of anything where they're going to be putting out a certification. I'm sure it will come later. It's going to be tough to get certified and teach that because you're going to need weights.
Right.
And it would be tough to hold a class with all the equipment that's required.
Right. You can become a Beachbody coach. Definitely speak to, I think that's, yeah, Mike. You can become a Beachbody coach without any certification. And that is something, that your sponsoring coach can talk to you about, that I can talk to you about, where you can be a representative of any of the Beachbody programs, including this one. So no certification needed to do that.
And there are a lot of benefits in on the coach line too, 25% off products and things.
Exactly. If you choose to become a coach, which you can do for free, if you buy the challenge pack, you can become a Beachbody coach for free. If you get the challenge pack, and that will give you a 25% discount on all future product orders with Beachbody. So it's a nice benefit,
including Shakeology.
Yeah, it's a great benefit to coming into the network. And if you get great results, guys, you can actually start to build a business. Get great results, inspire others, invite them into your challenge groups for your programs, and you can actually start to build a business, as many of us are doing as coaches. Let's see, next question. If someone purchases the 5-stack of the Beachbody Performance, are they all a 30-day supply? Matt, they're not. They're not all a 30-day supply. One of them's 20, and I'm not sure which one, but definitely you can get the details on each one of the products in the Performance line, and it tells you exactly how much you're getting in each one of them, but they're not all 30 days. Is there a modifier to follow as there is in the 21-day fix exercises? Yes, there's a modifier for all of the exercises that are shown in the program. Do you think the bench is better than using the ball? What do you think, Dan?
When we put that video together, obviously we used the bench, so I would have immediately said the bench. But having done some of those exercises on the ball and some of the ab exercises on the floor rather than the bench, some of them are really challenging. So I wouldn't say that you're disadvantaged if you didn't have a bench. One thing, and you could use anything other than a bench, is the step-ups. When you're doing those step-ups on the bench, you saw quite a few of those, and that's great for your glutes and your legs. You could use anything. You're just stepping up onto something. And which brings me, if you did use a bench, the height is really important. I was doing an exercise there, and I had a blurb on the bottom saying that make sure your height for the bench is fine. That one I had was too high, so when I actually sat down and got back up, it wasn't really giving me much of an effect. Likewise, when I'm jumping on it, it's really high for me, so it was not properly a proper height. So make sure you're comfortable with the height of the bench. But really, I wouldn't be able to give a preference on the bench or ball. I think it's
the ball is going to require more core stabilization. It's not as stable, obviously, because it's a ball. So I know that some of the exercises at times seemed like it was good to make it easier.
Decline push-ups, definitely more on the ball. So anything where you're balancing, same as the chest presses or the military presses, you're having to stabilize that ball. So it is a little bit harder.
Because you're using your core a lot more, which is actually a plus. Is there an app for this program like there is for Body Beast, or do you just stream at the gym? There's not an app.
I'm not aware of an app yet, but it will be extremely important to track your workouts. You will not remember the weight that you use. So if you want to progress and say, oh, last time I did this workout, I did so many of these, and I used these weights. Dawn and I put together a tracker, which we're happy to share with everyone here and all the coaches to pass on to their customers, a tracker for all the workouts, because there's so many. It would take you a long time. They definitely need to be written down. So I'm hoping someone will come out with an app to make it simpler for you.
Yeah. Question, is the meal plan the same container counts as the 21-day fix?
I think they fall in the same brackets, 1,200 to 15.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, that was
15 to 18, 18 to 21.
Yeah.
Goes right up to, I think, 3,000 to 32 or 3,300. I ate in Plan C. The program actually put me in Plan B, but I have a high metabolism and I wanted to gain muscle mass. So I ate 1,800 to 2,100 calories a day, Plan C.
Yeah, and I was in Plan F. So I was packing on. I was trying to gain some mass, which I did. Was it F or E?
F? Well, how many calories are in F?
It was in 26, I believe. Maybe an E.
F. So Don ate 2,700 to 3,000.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was in Plan E.
E?
I was in Plan E.
2,400 to 2,700 calories.
Right. Question, actually for Tammy. How is your nutrition with Hashimoto's?
I mean, in January, I did what's called an autoimmune protocol. Very successful. I did it for 5 months. Dropped my antibodies, which means my immune system has stopped attacking my thyroid, which is putting it in remission. It's the same principle for any autoimmune disorder you can do, and I'm happy to talk with you. Ashley dropped me a note on Facebook, and it's under Tam Murphy. Happy to talk you through my transformation that I've had. It's all been through food and very successful. And then that goes for anyone. Just drop me a note. I have a page too called Willpower, and it's on facebook.com/more willpower, and you can find me. There's about 13,000 followers.
We have the supplements from Body Beast. Do you think that would be okay to use? Yeah, Joanne, I don't think there's any harm in that. I mean, if you have good high quality supplements, go for it. That's totally fine. If you could change, here's a good question. If you could change one thing about this program, what would it be? For me, the feedback that I had offered following the test group experience was I wish there was a bit more stretching. There is stretching, warming up for your workout, and then at the end there's a couple minutes of stretching, but not real extensive stretching. And I would like to have seen a bit more stretching as part of the program. Is there anything that you have?
No, I actually found my flexibility got
better.
Little better, yeah.
Okay.
So I actually don't have any critique.
Yeah, so there is, for the average person, you are going to be stretching in every single workout. I think for me, I've been used to doing some extensive stretching because of my teaching background as an instructor and a trainer, and I pulled away from that while I did this program because I just wanted to get the results from the program alone. So my stretching was not as extensive as I was used to. It's 3:30 p.m. that the program will launch tomorrow, not a.m. I see some people asking if it's a.m. or p.m. Question, when marketing this to high school athletes, I've had a lot of questions about using Shakeology and the performance line at the same time. Can you weigh in on the use of one over the other? Well, the performance line is more specific supplement based, whereas Shakeology is your dose of daily nutrition with over 70 superfoods and your vitamins and minerals. I mean, it's packing everything that your body needs in one punch and one shake. For me personally, I was using the Recover Whey protein from the performance line, and I was adding that to my Shakeology each day because I was trying to get a bit more protein than the Shakeology alone. Shakeology is 16 grams of protein per shake, and I was looking for a bit more than that. So I added the Recover to my daily Shakeology. The creatine, totally different animal, so I was using the creatine, and then the same thing for the for the Repair at night. That was a protein-based repair formula that was really different than what Shakeology is fueling your body with. So hopefully that answers your question, Tarsha. If you have anything further you want to ask, you can send us a private message if you want, or definitely speak to your coach as well. Great. Thanks for some of the comments, guys. Your participation has been awesome. There's still more questions, and we'll keep going. We'll stay as long as the questions come. For the challenge pack, is that the program plus Shakeology, or is there an option to get the challenge pack with Beachbody products instead of Shakeology? No, the challenge pack is the program plus Shakeology. Your performance products would be in addition to the challenge pack. So that's where you would want to decide which of the products from the performance line, some, one, or all of them, you would add to the challenge pack.
The deluxe DVD.
Did you use the deluxe DVDs? Not really sure. The DVDs that come with the program are part of the base kit. So
yeah, guys, what I've noticed, and I was looking at it in the back office, because obviously this isn't available, so we can only go by what's given. And I actually zoomed in on the image that Donnie had in the presentation there earlier. There's 2 extra workouts that are in there that we didn't talk about. One of them is from Body Beast, and it's called Total Body. And the other one's from the 21-Day Fix Extreme, and it's called Dirty 30 Extreme. I'm not sure how they are going to integrate that into the program, and whether they're just extras. We didn't have them in our test group experience. We only had the 12 workouts and then the two 10-minute ab add-ons. So, you know, I think there are 2 products available. One is a base kit. There is a deluxe kit that includes some equipment, but I don't believe there's any additional DVDs with those like some of the other Beachbody programs.
okay.
Do you need curl bars or dumbbells like Body Beast? So you don't need the curl bar. There's no curl bars in this like there is in Body Beast. It's just dumbbells.
All dumbbells. Bear with us, guys. We're just scrolling down through the questions still, and a lot of them have already been answered, so we're just jumping to the ones that haven't been. The base kit has the bonus DVDs. The base kit does have the bonus DVDs.
Yes, the bonus DVDs are what I'm calling the bonus DVDs.
Yes.
Is the 2 10-minute ab workouts, and that's added on to some of the other workouts that you'll do throughout the 60 days, and it also has those 2 the one Body Beast and the 120-Day Fix Extreme.
Right.
And then
can you talk a little bit about the 3 different meal plans? There's more than 3.
Yeah, there's quite a few different brackets. It goes from A to G. So it'll like I said, when you get the program, it'll have a formula based on your lifestyle. You'll be able to determine how many calories you should consume. You know, do you live a sedentary lifestyle, a busy lifestyle? And it gives you a number count, and then you can figure out based on that formula what calorie bracket you fit into. Once you find your calorie bracket, it'll then tell you how many of each container. So, for example, I was on Plan C. I ate 5 portions of vegetables, 3 portions of fruit, 5 portions of protein, and etc. So it'll lay out for you. And then there's a list of the foods and the vegetables. You know, of those 5 portions, what can I eat? And it'll give you a list. An important thing to keep in mind on the nutrition is that when you're looking at that list, the top, it's listed from the most nutrient dense down to the least. So, for example, if you're looking at vegetables, kale and spinach are going to be near the top. Cucumbers are going to be somewhere near the bottom because they're not as nutrient dense as the spinach and the kale. So keep that in mind. I ate predominantly in the top quarter just by chance, actually. That's just how I normally, my normal nutrition.
Okay, question. I'm currently training for a half marathon that is in February 2016. I run 3 to 4 times per week and increase my miles each week. How will doing this program at the same time affect me? Jennifer, can't answer for sure. You know, we just know that your body's going to respond dramatically just from doing this program alone and consuming the nutrition the way it's asking you to. But if you're going to be running and training that heavily, you definitely would want to add calories onto your meal plan. And also you want to listen to your body. And if it starts feeling pain, it means you're overtraining. And that's the last thing you want to do. So I would up your intake in terms of the food plan, and definitely pay attention to your body to make sure you're not in any type of pain. There's a difference between being sore and being pain. You will be sore. Every one of you will be sore. Even I was sore, and I've been training for a long time when I started this program because the training effect is just very unique and different. The question being asked here, was it 60 days of being sore? Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah.
Darlene.
I think, I mean, it's not, you don't wake up, it's not the sore where you wake up and you're like, I can't get down the stairs. I mean, I've done that to myself. It's awful. you just wake up and it's this all over feeling like,
Fatigue.
wow, you know, something happened here.
Yeah.
It's not that painful. It doesn't hinder your day, but it's you can definitely feel that it's worked.
Healthy fatigue is what I like
And
to
I
call
would say you feel it. I know David Atkins said he felt it through the whole 60
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Mine was kind of sporadic, and I think if you're not feeling it, up your weights.
Yeah. And I will say this, using the repair formula at night from the performance line cuts down on your soreness and fatigue. You actually wake up the next day feeling like, wow, I feel good. I'm ready to do the next workout. So that's something to consider if you are experiencing a lot of soreness and fatigue. Where can I get the bands with handles? Pretty much any sports.
Well, not where she's from home, so it's a very isolated area.
Okay.
I think Lucy's from my hometown,
So you
and
can send her a message.
that's not going to be easy probably to find in our neck of the woods,
Or-
Lucy. But
or online.
Beachbody actually sells them.
Send her a link.
Yeah,
Send her a link.
I might be able to see if I can send you a link, or I'll have to think about that, where you might be able to get them.
Yep. Do you need a pull-up bar, or can you use a resistance band with a door attachment? You can use a resistance band with a door attachment. Yep. Can you post a video for Shakeology somewhere so we can share it? Yes, Diane, absolutely.
There's some other great videos out there as well.
Yeah, you definitely send a message to your coach, Diane, or the person that invited you to the presentation. And if you're not getting a response or you still need help, you can send us or send me or Tammy a private message as well on Facebook. Did you use the workouts? We use the workouts in the base kit, as we've discussed.
Which, yeah, I think is the same. I don't think there's any extra.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of.
With stretching, should we add yoga in on some days? It's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea at all.
Yep. Okay, thanks so much, Mike. Thanks for the comments. Great comments, guys. Thank you very much. Still looking through the questions. Question from Linda. Did you receive the workout CDs with the challenge pack as well as the streaming? Yes, that is yes. How much is Shakeology after the first month? So after the first month, you can continue on what's called the Home Direct program, and your Shakeology, if you're a retail customer, will come at a price of $129.95. That's that $4.33 per serving. Okay, there are ways to get a discount on that. If you are part of the Team Beachbody Club, you can get a 10% discount on that. And then the other option is what many people do if they decide to continue with their Shakeology. You just become a Beachbody coach, which you can do for free if you've purchased the challenge pack. And that way you'll continue to get your Shakeology at a 25% discount, which equates to about $97 per month.
Mike's given us a good tip here. I wasn't aware of this.
Oh, yeah, that's a great tip. Did not know that. We have a fellow coach that is informing us that the Masters Hammer and Chisel Performance Challenge Pack includes Energize and Recover. So that's really good to know. I did not know that. That would be something you could ask your coach about, guys. If you're interested in getting the Hammer and Chisel Performance Challenge Pack, you'll get the base kit, your first month of Shakeology, and Energize and Recover. Did you use all 12 workouts, or did you each use 6?
No, you're going to alternate between Sagi and Autumn. So one day you'll be doing Chisel, one day you'll be doing Hammer, Chisel, Hammer. Some days it's Hammer back to back, but you'll be doing all 12 workouts. So it won't be designated between one trainer versus the other.
Right. Everybody's thrown into the same mix. In your opinion, or even specifically with your cases, how many or what percentage successfully complete the program with the desired results? In our test group?
Well, in our test group, which is probably not a fair assessment,
Right.
because, I mean, the drive was extremely high. It was 100%. However, in Beachbody statistics, people that buy the program and either fall off or don't complete it is actually pretty high, Stan. It's 70%. So it'll be really important to have a coach that keeps you motivated, which I'm sure everyone on here has, and to make sure that you're not part of that 70%.
Yeah.
Another thing about those statistics, it's some of the programs are 90 days long, 90 days, and they're a little longer than 30 to 40 minutes. Some of the older programs like P90X, which is an awesome program, but they're an hour workouts and it's a 90-day commitment, so it's a little longer. So hopefully the statistics on these 60-day programs will be a little higher.
Yep. Yeah, working with a coach, being part of a challenge group, that's going to really help the success rate in terms of completing the program and having inspiration and motivation from a coach and others that'll be sharing in the journey with you. So get connected with your coach and your challenge group so you don't fall off.
And Stan, I've seen your running. I'm sure that you'll have no problem finishing this program, and I very much look forward to keeping you motivated to make sure you have great results.
That's awesome. From Darlene, you mentioned the challenge pack gives you 25% off products. Would this be workout products too? I forget what it's called. So if she becomes a coach.
Yeah, so Darlene, that's what we talked about the other day. And I can chat with you more about that. So, if you were to buy the challenge pack, I see that you've already got it answered. So yeah, but happy to talk offline.
Last question that we have here, guys. Are there different workout schedules?
No, I don't think there is.
Well, I'm not sure what she means by the question. She's saying like from one week to the next, it's different every week.
But sometimes the way I read that, and Jennifer chime in if we've got it wrong, but sometimes there's different options. You can do, I think almost all the Beachbody programs have two different methods that you can do. Body Beast has bulk. It has the lean or something like that.
I see.
This is just one pathway, 60 days. Yeah. It starts, the calendar starts on a Monday, and your day, so it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you have Thursday off, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursdays are your day off. Other than that, it's 6 days on. But of course, you can start any day of the week. You can start on a Saturday. You can start pick your day off. In round two, when we weren't into the proper test group and people were round two, they actually wanted Sundays off to be with their family. So, you can completely adapt it to when you start, but it's pretty much just this one format.
And then the last thing, can this be watched by someone that you invite that couldn't watch this time? Yes, guys, again, really happy to announce that this has been recorded. The entire thing has been recorded, including the Q&A, and we will share that recording on the team page where the different coach leaders can share it with their coaches and customers. So you'll have access to the recording whenever you want it. That's it. There's no other questions. I'm going to stop the recording at this point, but we'll sit here for a few more minutes in case anybody has anything else they want to ask. Thank you so much for your time, guys. This has been an amazing turnout. There were hundreds on this meeting tonight, and it's going to be an exciting time as we all do this program moving into 2016.
I can't wait to see everybody's transformation.
Yeah, document those changes and get your results up for everybody and go inspire the world. Take care, guys. Thanks a million. We'll be here for a few more minutes if you have anything else to ask.